In a world with entirely too many shows about cars, this is another pointless automotive podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. I don't know. Isn't that how they do it on UFC? I don't know.
Yeah, like Mr. Buffer's intros. Yeah.
It's the other Buffer though, right? Because Michael Buffer, I think, is a boxing one, and it's like Billy Buffer or something on UFC. I don't know.
Bruce Buffer, right?
Bruce, same thing. Either way,
the Bruce is loose.
Let's get ready to podcast. Chadwick, how are you?
I'm ready for tonight's bout. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm in my cold garage.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Wearing my heated vest.
Oh, my vest.
Drinking a near beer. No actual beer today, which is kind of a shame. But it's okay. We're faking it till we make it today.
Yeah,
Are you got your usual?
No,
garage?
I'm upgrading to a full size meal beer, the Coors Banquet.
Oh, banquety.
Mm.
And hello, dear listener, drinking whatever you are, hopefully not behind the wheel of an automotive machinery. And if you are, hi.
Don't wave back.
Don't wait. Yeah, both hands on the wheel.
Beer, don't let go of the wheel.
That's right. And thanks for coming along and hanging out. And we wanted to do something that you're probably sick of. Nah, just kidding. You can never get sick of Automotive. Would you rather?
Yes.
Oh boy. So this is a game we'd like to play. Feel free to tag along and play along at home, or shut this episode off. But we have fun with this, and you should too. Everyone loves the game of Would You Rather, like there's lots of different ways, levels of spiciness you can do there. We're gonna just get into the automotive version of this yet again. I believe you've been keeping count. I think you said our 4th installment.
Yeah, this is volume 4 of this ongoing epic that we call Automotive Would You Rather. I think the last time the highlight was your human flesh interior. I think that was one of
Yes. Yeah, I believe it was.
Highlights?
I believe it was specifically like Children of the Third World, potentially. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Like the most offensive part of that
now.
The most offensive part of that statement is that you called it the third world instead of a less developed.
That's actually very true. That's not the skinning of children.
No, not at all.
That is not offensive. That's just happening. In underdeveloped or less developed. Either way, I should probably stop trying to skin that cat. That's not a good. Anyways, that was probably the highlight. I don't know if I've got anything that out there yet. Maybe I'll come up with something on the fly here. Do you want to go first though? Do you want to test the waters with me? See what I would rather do?
Let's do it, because I like to start a little more surface level, a little more like dip your toes into the pool before I go full crazy. So and you know me, I name all of mine. So this one's called Daily Driver Hell.
I like it already.
You ready for this, Frank? Would you rather have to daily a brand new Prius, which is fantastic, getting great reviews, but your commute is 100 miles each way? So you have a 200-mile total commute each day. Or your commute's only 10 miles each way, but you get to drive a Carolina squatted truck nut having, let's just do a Dodge Ram pickup that's just the deep dish chrome, all the things you hate.
Yeah,
boy. You can't take another car. You can't take another vehicle. You have to daily drive either one of these. Frank, would you rather?
The only thing that makes me not instantly just go Prius
200 miles
is like my time, man. Like I can't get that back. Like that's
why this is daily driver hell, man.
And 200 miles daily Bay Area traffic. I mean, that's like near suicide inducing.
People do it. That's the crazy thing.
People do it.
A lot of people do
it. And I don't know how many miles. The longest commute I had for a little bit was Vallejo to Santa Rosa every day. And I did that for almost a year, and it was not good. Highway 37 right by Sonoma Raceway would always break. And I think that was probably a 40-mile commute each way, maybe. I think I would have to.
You can't change the wheels. You can't take the truck.
No, yeah, like it has
It's
to be
as
like
it is.
dangerous levels of negative rake.
Car tires on deep dish chrome rims. I'm gonna make it as ugly as possible for you.
Yeah, I'm picturing it as white with like a painted white billet grill. For some reason, having a rear tow receiver hitch with a drop hitch that is like 2 inches off the concrete for just no discernible reason.
Right by the nuts. Yep.
Right by the nuts. A large. I feel like Monster Energy is too backwoods. It'd have to be a backwoods logo.
Yeah.
In the back window.
You also painted your stock diff like some bright color to make it look aftermarket. All the worst things you can do.
Oh, I was thinking every suspension component is powder coated white with underglow.
And
with
it's all
white,
original.
like hot white 10,000 Kelvin light coming out the bottom.
Lay it on me, Frank. What's your choice for daily driver hell?
I think I would have to. I think I would have to go Carolina truck nuts, bro, and I hate it. I think I would have to do it, and I would do it like ironically for a little bit, but my fear is that I would eventually like a grifter that starts off as something as like trying to bullshit somebody, and then they end up buying their own bullshit, and then they just become like the cult leader who it started as a grift, and now they actually think they are the Messiah. I think that would be me with truck
this is your daily. You literally have to run errands with it too, right? Like,
I know.
This is your coworkers.
Drop the kid off at school.
See you come in. Yeah, your kids, the teachers. All right.
I think I'd have to. Well, that's just But for the daily, so I'm going 10 miles each. 8 miles each way.
You're going to be getting 8 to 10 miles per gallon.
10 miles each way. Yeah. So the fuel economy would be a wash ultimately with the Prius.
Yeah, but you probably have to drive it other. You got to drive it other places too. Unfortunately,
I think if I had 100 miles each direction commute in the Bay Area, I would after approximately a year, I would cyanide myself. Like it would be game over. I would. I don't think so. For my own sanity, I think I would have to go truck nuts. I just fear I would eventually turn into truck bro.
Yeah, you picked that, man. That's your own fate.
How about you?
It's really tough because the new Prius is very compelling. And I've also had long commutes. I used to have a lot of clients around the Bay, and in one trip, I know I did 300 miles in one day, just going around the entire Bay. It's a lot. Like 200 miles is a lot. But if you plan around it, or you can get that option where you take your early calls in the car, and maybe you're only in the office for like 4 or 5 hours, and you come back, your day is not.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the thing, if it's like, I imagined 100 miles, 8 hours, and 100 miles back.
Yeah, I think that's what most people would probably have to do. So I don't know. The Prius is so nice though. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the mileage discrepancy, but boy, I don't know. It's really tough, man. I don't care about image or anything. I drive shit boxes all the time, but something about the image that portrays with the Carolina.
No, it's so
bad. It's like
it's the worst. I would argue that full Carolina squat, like Brodozer, fully accessories, everything is the absolute, genuinely the worst of the automotive world.
Worse than like a G35, like slammed camber gang. No,
worse. The only thing that is maybe actually worse is Kia boys, because they're actually stolen and being used to commit crimes.
Fair.
Or is it Houston or Baltimore? I think it's Houston, where they do like the Ben-Hur like spikes like come off the wheels like 3 feet,
so bad,
like protruding into the other lanes. Like that is arguably worse, because that's like you will kill somebody or like take out a fire hydrant or something trying to.
This was my easy one too. So I'm gonna go with you, Carolina squad, just because that commute would be sweet. And who cares? As long as you're listening to a lot of like Limp Bizkit and you got a flat brimmed hat, I think you'll be all right. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think if you actually, honestly, that's the way you fix it. Is you just bump. You bump
do it.
Limp Bizkit's significant other and or $3 bill y'all, or potentially chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water. Because if you just go with like that versus cruising around and bumping like modern pop country, like Luke Bryan or any of that, which is just audible poison.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to.
You've committed. So I'm with you on that one. We'll go Carolina Squat. And that's just the first one, folks. That was the easy one.
But wait, there's more.
What do you got lined up for me, man?
I'm gonna make this. I don't know if it's easy, but the concept is easy.
Okay.
Pick a decade: 80s, so 1980 to 1989, or 2000s, so 2000 to 09.
Ooh.
You get to always and forever have unlimited access to the entire automotive catalog for that decade.
Damn it.
As yours.
And that's it. You can't have anything from any other.
Nothing else.
Damn it, Frank. My heart says 80s, screaming right out of the gate.
Yeah.
But there is some good stuff in the 2000s.
Oh,
man.
there's like some of the absolute greatest really driving cars in the history of the automobile.
I could still get an NSX. I can still get S2000s in there. I'm just naming Honda stuff for some reason. But a lot of like cool, there's a lot of good stuff. God damn it.
You have 996, 997.
The 05 STIs, the Evos.
Ford GT.
The GTR came out at the end of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Get 09 GTR.
Gotta do it. But and you get a good daily in there. There's good daily.
Sure. But look what you're passing up.
I know. I'm aware. Gotta do it. I gotta do it.
You're taking the modern bend.
Because eventually I'll need something that like can safely commute in, haul the family. And I know, I'm not saying stuff in the 80s isn't inherently safe. At the end of the 80s, for sure, big difference. Mm-hmm. There's a huge delta between 1980 and 89, right?
But I think that's partly why that decade is so alluring.
There was
you have some truly old school stuff early, right?
Yeah, but the early 2000s were not the Malaise.
You're passing up an F40.
You got the Malaise stuff in there too.
Passing up a 959.
Yeah.
No. There's some garbage. It's a wildly varied.
Dude, there was wild stuff in the 2000s. There's some great shit to like choose from, right? Like, God, there's some good stuff.
I think yours is the correct answer. I think
the logic. That's why I said the heart is different from the mind, right? So,
but just like being able to just like, all right, I guess I'll take the whatever, the Countach, or the the Mark III Supra Turbo, or the RX-7 Turbo 2, or the the 959, or the. How about this? Does it if I introduce concept cars, does it change?
No, no.
80, there's some truly wild shit in the 80s.
I know. I would have picked 90s hands down if that was on the.
That's why I didn't pick.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't pick 90s, because 90s is. I think I would have to. If you did the. Okay, well, how about? Would it be if it was 90s or 2000 to 09? Would you go 90s?
90s, 100%. Yep.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think 90s is probably, and maybe that's because we're men of a certain age, but like.
Sure, but think of the 90s too. Like the early sports cars trying to make the scene for Japan are at the beginning, and they really put a lot of effort into those. And then at the end, you have like still modernish cars, like a 98, 99. Like get a Camry for Christ's sakes. That's like the best daily you could ever own. So
yeah, I mean, you've got LS in the 90s. You've got I mean, there's so much. It's
100 series Land Cruisers in there for the family, off-roader. I mean, there's so much good stuff in the 90s, man. All the icons.
Yeah. Disco.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff. So I think it's funny. Like before I fleshed this out and I just like came up with the question, I was like, I think I'd have to go 80s. And now that we've talked through it a little bit, I'm leaning more towards your answer. But like the heart.
Yeah, you can get a late
the
run
80s
NSX,
is absolutely
dude.
the cool answer.
It's
just having full access to just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like casually go somewhere in my like 288 GTO,
right?
Or my whatever Maserati bi-turbo. Like there's just so much.
But then I'm like
all track.
Then I go by you in my Bugatti Veyron, and I'm like, hi.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, there's
some shit. They're
very different eras.
The 2000s were crazy, man. Early on, I like to think back that things were kind of lame during that period, but in truth, there were some wild fucking cars.
No, yeah,
there were some 2000s. Yeah,
you've got that middle 2000, like 2004, 2005, 2006. That era.
STIs, Evos, yeah, dude.
Yeah, all that stuff coming to the table. You had the end of the E39 M5 and the beginning of the bonkers V10, M5.
Think of what else is there.
Audi RS4.
E90 M3, RS4, ISF from Lexus.
Yeah.
Dude, there's some cool C63 AMG that like bust on this. There's some cool fucking cars.
Yeah.
I gotta go. So you switched your mind.
I think you're right. I think you've convinced me, sir. What you got for me?
Good choice. So this one's interesting.
Mm.
This one's called Dream/Nightmare House. So this is a well thought out one. This is why I need my notes. The backyard has a race track, like a real full on circuit in your backyard.
Okay.
That you can just simply drive up to. But to get to use it, to do races, you have to do it outside of when they're doing races, and they do sanctioned events all the time. So with that comes the noise of a racetrack, in your backyard.
Brutal.
But you can use the track when they're not using it. So like during the day or like at night, or just think of that one. That's not the answer though.
Okay.
Or your front yard is a parking lot used purely for sideshows. But you get a free new car every 2 years of your choosing. So every 2 years, you get a free new car, buddy. Free of charge. It's yours. Except your front yard is a parking lot for sideshows.
I'm assuming there's no way to, and I think this is probably a good rule of thumb for this entire exercise, is finding a creative way to profit off of this is off the table.
No, yeah, and you also can't impede the ill effect.
Right,
like put up barricades or spike strips in this case.
Right, yeah. Okay. I think I'd have to go track. I don't like it, but at least it's like there's some semblance of like controlled chaos and safety precautions versus sideshow's gonna sideshow.
Yep.
And there is zero, even the car by choosing over two years, like, okay.
No, there's no limit on that.
That's fine.
Value wise.
There's a lot of value to unlimited, like having what is effectively your own personal track.
Uh-huh.
I'd have to go track. I would have to go track. It would be brutal living effectively on track.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, and I'm assuming there's some sort of at least like implied guarantee that there's like a 0% chance an IMSA car is not going to come crashing through the rear of the house. Like,
well, that's why we called it Dream Nightmare Garage.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
The likelihood of a stray car or a stray bullet or a stray meth head ending up in my front yard is lower. And let's face it, if I like, now I'm gonna get this brand new, whatever. My 2 years, I get the brand new car. Let me get the, GT3 Touring, right? Like that's gonna get. There's gonna find a way that's gonna get stolen out of my garage. If it's like, dude, the guy at the sideshow spot's got this GT3 Touring and this paint to sample, whatever, facial white or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting jacked immediately. So yeah, I'm staying away from the criminal element. How about you?
No, I go track 100% on this one. The temptation of a new car for free and never having to buy a newer car again would be fantastic. But you're right. I'm a kind of a track nerd too, so I'd love to go out there and just like tear it up. So I think that would be the choice. But yeah, Dream Nightmare House. Challenging.
Okay, I'm into it.
You got another one for me?
And now, for a horse of a different color.
Oh.
So, from now on, you get a 50% discount on any car you ever want to purchase.
New or used?
Regardless. New, used, whatever. 50% discount. The only caveat is the moment it transacts and it becomes yours, much like do you ever play any of those old RPG games where you're like making your character and you can just hit like randomize and it'll roll the dice and like randomize all the stats.
Dude, not only did
It
I play
does.
those, I played Advanced Dungeons and Dragons back in the day.
Ooh.
So
I never did Dungeons and Dragons. I did. You ever play the game Wasteland? It was like an
course.
old, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was on DOS and you moved the
Mhm.
little dude around. It was very similar. Like at the beginning, you just like hit a button and it would just like randomize all the stats until you got one.
Charisma too.
Exactly. Oh, that sounds like me. I'm taking that guy. Yeah, strength also 2, agility
Oh.
1. Like everything's just in the gutter. Yeah, charisma -7. That's me. It's like that, except with interior and exterior color gets completely randomized.
Oh.
Would you take this new personal perk, or would you rather maintain your current what you see is what you get, but you pay full price? And I mean randomized, like a random Pantone color from for the inside and a random Pantone color for the outside. Not anything that was ever. It's not only restricted to like what was available in that car.
That's what I was
going
to ask.
Ever, like you can end up like your NX 2000 behind you. If you were to purchase it, you can end up with a brown exterior and a purple interior, or whatever. Just yeah, like sometimes it's going to work in your advantage. A lot of times it's going to work out deeply disadvantaged to you, and it won't improve the quality of either. It's not like it gets a fresh paint job and a fresh interior.
Yeah, it's going to be
the condition it's in. And again, just like before, there's no way to profit off of this. It's not like you can do that and then immediately like, ooh, this is a good color combo and sell it for huge money.
I can't be Corvette guy. Like this is 1 of 1.
1 of 1 with the polished wheels instead of chromed wheel. Yeah. No.
This is tempting. And you can't ever buy a car at full price and pick what you want.
Correct. Yes, this is all or nothing either way. Do you take the red pill or not?
I do. I say fuck it, dude. I think I embrace the risk because I like, and it might be a normal color on a cool car, which sucks. So no, we're doing this, man. We're fucking doing this. 50% off, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I wish I thought ahead and I had looked. There's got to be some sort of like color randomizer app that like I can just click and click a cut and just like exterior this, interior that, and then just dream it, right? Like
like a pinkish color. I think those are like on an old muscle car look good, but on like anything else, it looks like shit. Like if I had that in some shade of pink, like that NX would look horrible.
Or just like I'm just thinking, just like a raspberry. I mean, there's so many just bad just color, not good colors, right?
That's fair.
Like skin tone exterior and like and I don't even know, pearl white interior. Just like, oh man, like I just what horrible scrotumobile am I driving?
Yeah, that'd be rough. How about you, man? You take the risk with me, man?
I kind of want to. The good news is with the amount of cars that you and I both end up transacting on the regular, eventually you're going to keep rolling the dice and find something that's like a truly interesting and special combo.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
But that deep price cut, I can look past like color combinations. We're talking half off, dude. Like we start buying like $10,000 cars. These are going for $5,000. That's intense. That's insane. Yeah.
Yep, or $100,000 cars and it's 50. You know, but that's the other rub though is you can't profit off of it. So when you get rid of it, you can't make more money outside of what you normally would. You know, if you bought a fixer upper and you
can't sell these weird colors anyway.
Yeah, you maybe you could.
Maybe
luck of the draw. You just don't know.
That's a good one, dude. That is a good one. I like that. Yeah, 50% off. I'll take it. How about this, my friend? Get out of jail free. So you have 2 options here. Frank, what if, or would you rather have all your project cars be running well and completely finished?
Okay.
For free. That's option 1. Option 2, be given your dream car, your choice, $100,000 limit though. It can be used whatever you want. Basically, 100,000 credit for whatever one car you want. With the caveat of not being able to buy another car for 10 years. So the options
you said 100 grand?
100 grand. Any one car, free, no charges associated with it. Or have your fleet be completely done. But you got 10 years with that car, so choose wisely.
And when you say completely free, so the maintenance and everything over that 10 years is free?
Free.
I think I have to do that.
Oh,
I really do.
so you still have your
I
shit.
think I have
You
to
still
do
keep your fleet of projects that need to be
right. Yeah.
taken care of.
And
Okay.
like in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll sell half of them and then use the other half of the money to fix up my other stuff. But it gives me freedom. Like I would take some.
No new car for 10 years, which is be the hardest thing for me.
Yeah,
Personally.
that would be difficult, but I've got a lot of other things I can actually like then concentrate. I don't know. That's tough.
It's a tough one.
I think I have to do that. That free maintenance thing on something is a little freeing.
Sure. That's why I called this one. This one's called "Get Out of Jail Free" for a reason, dude.
I think
either one of these choices do it, right?
I think, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm taking the 100 for the 10.
Follow up question. What are you picking? What are you picking for a car?
It could be anything. Doesn't have to be new.
100%. Yeah.
I don't even know. Here's the thing.
This is a loaded question. Yeah.
$100,000 is so beyond the pale for like what you and I spend money on.
Right.
And so I never mentally, I kind of know values, but I never mentally shop.
Yeah. There's some
ever.
you're going to get something quite remarkable.
And if the free maintenance thing
mm-hmm.
makes me want to get something like deeply scary to own.
You better. Yeah.
Like I don't even know, man. Like a Ferrari 456 late run special color, like 6-speed manual.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Like that would be cool. Get the 90s V12 manual Ferrari. That's roughly $100,000 with free maintenance on that thing, and just absolutely
drive the shit out of
miles on it. Like,
be
at the end of that 10 years and be like, I've got 272,000 miles.
You'll make cash on
Ferrari.
It. You'll make cash on it.
Oh yeah, because you'll be the guy with the, like, boy, I mean, something where like I would want it to be I don't know, because a lot of the stuff that's like really maintenance heavy isn't nearly worth that much because they're so maintenance heavy. Everyone's afraid of them,
But now,
like maybe like a new, like whatever the last year that you can get. I guess they did an S65 coupe.
Oh yeah,
like that would be just ridiculous, and put huge miles on your V12 twin turbo, something that's just like.
You could go
cost prohibitive.
You could go import like the nicest 190e 16V, like Evo.
Oh yeah, Evo.
Dude, just
Evo,
think of
not Evo 2.
Yeah, you could get your Celica GT4 All-Track, the most loaded one you could get. I mean, there's
like Carlos Sainz edition or something. Yeah, like there's so many different
dream cars, basically.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. How about you? Are you fixing all your shit boxes?
I'm fixing all my shit boxes, and I think, and I thought about this is a really hard one, and each one does kind of get us out of jail free. That's why I named it that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be the most freeing because I currently have like 6 projects I need to finish, and I think it's purely just a numbers game at this point. And if I can have all those finished, ready to go, and selling or keeping, that frees up me to like start doing some other car stuff and actually enjoying some of these cars. So I think for me, I personally would do that. And it's free. It's finished. It's for free. So snap my fingers. All my cars are done free.
Yeah.
Gotta do it. It's a tough choice though. Yeah, both of these get you out of the scenario.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought that's
I've got one I just thought of on the fly here.
Okay. Lay it on me.
And it's not on my list. You get over the course, you get a 5-year period where. You know what? No, let's peel this back a little bit. 2 years. Okay. You have 2 years where you will get a $250,000 a year automotive spending budget. Just do whatever. And if it's automotive related, you can do it. You can spend it on like exotic, like drive around the world trips. You can spend it purely on cars, new, old, events, whatever. go to races, right? Like whatever. Go do the Peking to Paris race, like whatever. If you can do it in that budget, $250,000 a year.
Okay.
The caveat being, you get to be, for that 2 years, you get to be Jared Fogel's halfway house. So Subway sandwich Jared Fogel comes out of prison, and he is now a roommate in your home for those 2 years. He's got the ankle bracelet thing. He's got a PO that checks in on him. You think he's presumably he's potentially reformed. I don't know. Like I don't keep, believe it or not, I do not keep tabs on Jared Fogel's current mental state and well-being.
It's like you do.
Would you do that, or would you carry on with your current life?
If I didn't have like a child, I'd probably carry on. It's just, something about a 6-inch $5 foot long. I don't know. Gotta say no, man. I can't do it.
You're not doing it. You're not doing it.
I can't bring my kid around Jared Fogle.
I mean, you can like.
Don't do it to little Frankie.
No, but like, could you? Well, I don't even have an extra room in my house. That's the problem. Yeah. I live in a 2-in-1. I don't know. He's like he's sleeping in the crawl space. Jared Fogle, like this unreformed nightmare human being, golem creature. But like, hey, think of all the cool. There though? How about this? Is what dollar amount annually would that number have to be? Millie?
Got to be a mill, yeah, at least. And then we throw safety aside, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just thinking like, in order to even do that, I would just have to be like armed and like I'd have to like carry a sword on me and just be like walking around the house like all the time, just like on extreme guard, you know. Kids at school, like, okay, I can let my guard down a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
kid sleeps in my room now. Like,
100%, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Tough one. I got one more before we close this out, my friend.
Oh boy. Okay.
This is kind of a fun one because I asked this to the DWA guys and they had a pretty funny answer.
Okay.
But your option, my friend, would you rather have a complete shitbox car, like a unmitigated pile of shit, with your dream car's engine in it? Or would you rather have your dream car with a complete shitbox power plant?
This
is so fucking hard.
It is truly hard. I think there's ways where either one of these can be cool.
Yeah.
Like an F40 with an Iron Duke in it or something like. Like that would just be so incredible.
So gross.
Yeah, just your
like a pristine F40, right? Like just absolutely 10 out of 10 exterior.
The problem is
200,000 mile Iron
Duke
noise. In it.
The noise out of like everyone expects like you roll up next to you and they roll their people in the cars next to you roll their windows down to hear your F40 and then it makes
this is
struggling like postal carrier vehicle noises
and it's like, not a rebuilt Iron Duke. This is a 200,000 mile Iron Duke with fucking all the associated oil leaks.
No compression rings, like just I might have to do the inverse. So I'd have to go. I'm trying to think of like a worthy shit box that's still like a complete pile of garbage.
Don't name any of the cool things I like.
Right, first gen Hyundai Excel.
Oh,
but with just like something just absolutely ludicrous. Is it engine only? Or like drivetrain and supporting mods.
It's got to be drivable. So you got supporting.
I think I would have to do the shit box with the bonkers, the bonkers everything else. Because if you've got, an 87 Nissan Sentra sedan, but with pick something crazy. GR Corolla underpinnings, like that would be so dope. That would
So
actually
awesome.
be genuinely cool. I mean, granted, the F40 with the Iron Duke would be cool, but
remember, you don't get to do the suspension. You don't resto mod the car. You basically just have.
Okay.
So it would be the scariest fucking thing in the world. I was thinking like a, like a Chevette or a Ford Festiva, like an old shitty one with like a fucking
Ford Aspire.
Yeah, with like an actual like the RS, Ford Focus engine and drivetrain in there. Something would be fun. That'd be pretty fun. But I think I'm with you.
You would die though. Is the
I
problem?
don't know,
Like,
but
you would eventually die.
You get your dream car. At least you can park it at car shows. You can do all that stuff. You could be all about the image, man. You could roll up with that.
The one thing I've always come back to though is just the noise. Like it would be so off-putting.
Dude, a Pagani Huayra with the 2.2 liter
Subaru motor, like the flat, the
just
EJ,
but the
EJ22.
non-turbo one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Like 112 horsepower or whatever.
I was thinking even the 2.2 that GM stuck in like the Corsicas and Cavaliers with 92 horsepower.
Yes,
but a Ford, Pagani Huayra, dude.
The Ford 1.9 out of the what was it called? The C, what do they call that motor?
Oh, that was in like everything, like the Escorts.
Yeah.
But imagine this though. You're like Pagani Huayra is getting like 30 miles per gallon. Huh?
It's true. Like absolutely struggling to merge onto the freeway.
But doesn't matter. You look like the coolest guy. You're like, wow, he drives a supercar, but he drives so civilized.
A Zonda R. And you're
yeah,
just like,
dude.
Yeah,
we got to do that. We have to do that.
So what you're saying is there's no wrong answer here.
There isn't. You know what? The more I think about it, I would go with like the dream car with the shitbox engine. I think I'd get more of a kick out of that. I think it would be so unmitigatedly dangerous to have like a car with like drum brakes with a fucking 600 horsepower power plant or something. I don't know.
I got another quick one for you.
Let's do it, and then we got to quiz it up.
That's right. You live life like you normally do today, which is that you get to pay fair market prices for any convertible that you choose in the world.
Okay.
Or you get a 90% discount on any convertible that you wish to purchase. However, anytime you're driving said convertible, you have to have the top down, and you have to be wearing only like the skimpiest like Cro-Magnon man loincloth possible, blowing around in the breeze, and you're like struggling to keep the sun off your twig and berries. Are you saving lots of money on convertibles and driving borderline illegally, as far as riding dirty, if you will?
Yeah, expose. But I personally don't ever drive convertibles with the tops on. I absolutely loathe it. I've owned 4 Miatas, and I can probably log the driving hours with the top up on a finger. That's how little even in inclement weather, I'd rather have the top down. I just hate the feeling. Even like other convertibles, I just don't like the feeling I had the roof up. So 50% off, and my balls.
No, 90% off.
90% off, and my balls get to be constantly freshened. I don't care. I'm at the point in my life where my old saggy balls hanging out doesn't like. Who am I trying to impress?
Things to consider: hot leather seat when you sit in that thing.
But a Miata is a cloth, so for most of them, so.
True, but this is not just Miata. This is any convertible you want to own.
I would pull my loincloth down enough so I could have a nice little like picnic
tuck them under
blanket, or just roll it like a little nut burrito.
Ooh, a nut burrito.
90% off, dude. I'll take that deep cut any day, my friend. How about you?
Yeah, the Gurito is a power move there. I didn't think about that.
I can make it work. Paying 10% of the total price.
Yeah, I think that's probably
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think you're right there. Anyways,
am I the quizmaster, or are you the?
I think you're quizmastering me. I think.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Well,
yeah.
Introduce our lovely game, and I'll get an ad that you're bound to get that I haven't read.
I will. We should find someone to sponsor this game. We're looking at you, Nexen Tires. Our game, the one that's about to be sponsored by Nexen Tires, is our print ad quiz game, where in this episode, Chadwick here will find a print ad from a magazine or some sort of print publication from the 80s, 90s, up until the mid 2000s. He is going to then read the print copy from that advertisement. He's going to redact out any of the overly identifying kibbles and bits that might give it away on what this is, and it'll be incumbent on me to guess the make, model, and potentially ballpark date of manufacturer for this vehicle. I get 3 guesses, and I get 10 minutes for which to guess, and I get to ask for hints if I get some things wrong. I'm ready. You're ready to play along at home. Chadwick, are you ready?
I am, my friend. I think you're going to get this one. I think
boy, you
this is
ruined it.
I think it's yours, man. But anyway, it's a 2-page spreader.
Mm.
Nearly perfect straight on side profile shot. A little bit of angle with the passenger side forward.
Dutch angle.
Just the most. It says blank, the new spirit of blank. So it is an ultra luxury roadster, unlike any that has come before it. It merges European road manners with comfort, blank comfort, and
it's definitely an American car. Okay.
Blank specified that blank be designed and handcrafted by Pininfarina of Italy, designer of the Ferrari Testarossa and Rolls-Royce. Can't even read that word. It's all blurred. Camargue? I don't know. A Rolls-Royce in blur text. This is a very low quality.
Some of them are hard to get. To get in good quality.
A high-performance V8 roadster that delivers the comfort and convenience you expect from blank. From 10-way Recaro leather seats to ergonomic placement of power assists, blank is designed for your total comfort and control. Handling is precise, but never harsh. An uncommon automobile should come with an uncommon warranty, and this one does. So there is a plan on here that safeguards your vehicle for 6 years, 75,000 miles, and it's transferable.
Wow.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, who put that in there? It turns the wind into a whisper because the advanced aerodynamics. Why the fuck was aerodynamics so much more important than it is today?
I don't know. Turns the wind.
They never wind tunneled these cars. Actually enhances driving comfort at 55 miles per hour. Here's a tech spec you should already know. With the top removed, you and your passenger can hold a normal conversation. Wow. There is no way to measure what that is. There's no science behind that.
I love immeasurable statements.
Dude, I love it. This is why we read these things, guys. Its only option affords you an additional office as well as added security and convenience. Okay, really stretching here, guys. It's so complete. The only extra cost option is the cellular telephone. So here's some date material there. Otherwise, every conceivable convenience comes with it. When you have a blank, you certainly won't see everyone else driving your car. It'll be strictly limited in production. And that's all I can read. My friend, 10 minutes on the clock. I think you're going to one-shot it. What are we talking about today? What is the new spirit of blank?
Well, I mean, I feel like the reason its production is so limited because there's only so much space in the custom 747s that they loaded these cars into to get them from spot to spot.
Yes.
And that would be, I'm going to go with the 1980. Is it the first year? Let's go 87. What?
First year? Did I hear that?
I don't know. Is it the first year? Not year one. It's not 180. Is this a 1987 Cadillac Alante? Final answer, Bob.
87 is the first year. Alante, the new spirit of Cadillac. And there is no year, but I'm going to go ahead and say based on the ad, this is 100% an 87. So this is probably an ad from the 86, 87 era.
What's mildly tricky about this ad is there's a lot of things that was pretty crazy about that car that they didn't mention in that ad. No. Like those pretty wild digital gauge cluster. They all came with a hard top, a color matched hard top.
That's why I said removed versus lowered when I said the roof part.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll pick up there.
You know, there's a lot that was kind of wild on those. That didn't, they were more talking about how you can apparently have a conversation with the streetwalker that you picked up when you're driving with the top off.
Normal conversation.
So normal, the most normal of conversations.
Well, god dang it, Frank. You nailed it. We're talking about the
Yep.
Cadillac Alante. I think we need to cover this car because it's kind of cool for a Cadillac.
Have you spent any appreciable time in one?
I've never driven one, but I've sat in one. I've looked at one up close. I actually find them to be pretty easy on the eyes. It's not a bad looking car when you
I agree.
consider what Cadillacs looked like in the mid to late 80s.
If there's a way that you can like, I'd like to see someone like take a really good shot at doing a really nice custom one. Like lower it a little bit, sport it up, put like a lip spoiler on the back or something. Like find a way to make it cool.
Like, how about
not
some
that they're
how
uncool,
about some
but
Pontiac body cladding? I think if you did it,
maybe
not to the full extent, but to like work some of that
yeah,
80s
maybe
cool like body
80s like
cladding in.
Mansouri, not Mansouri. Mansouri is the new catastrophically ugly stuff that they make today.
Yeah,
I was thinking of
I
like
like it.
Zender was like the crazy
Yeah,
Cadillac
body
stuff
kit.
back in the day.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
those old
dude.
Zender body kits and stuff like that. That would be pretty dope. I've actually I've spent a little bit of time. One of the very first like paid car photo shoot gigs I had was an 87 Alante.
Nice.
Very low mile car. I want to say it was like a 45,000 mile car. It was that pearl white over maroon leather. It was a
Yep.
very clean car.
That's in the photo. Yeah. So
Yeah, I think that was
deal.
like the quote unquote launch color for that.
Kind of
And
good combo though. Let's be honest.
yeah,
I
it was
love that
good. It
combo.
drove not kind of like garbage, but it sounded like super hot roddy. It wasn't fast. It was that first year, so it was the 4.5 liter, I think.
I believe that's right.
Or maybe it was the 4.1. It might have been the high tech
Recaros.
4100.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Recaros.
Ricky Recaros. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a very interesting car. The thing is, like if you find a clean one, all of them have no miles on them, and they were all pretty well kept. And they're not worth anything, but anyone who has one, they're like, "Oh, dude, this is a $35,000 car." You know how rare these are. You know they built an airplane to transport, and it's like, no, dude, they're all worth like $5,000.
Also, it's because these things are ungodly expensive when they came out, and if it's you're dealing with a one owner experience, they're going to hold the MSRP in their minds, and that's what you're priced against, right? But yeah,
absolutely.
You want to get the third owner. This thing has 110 to 130,000 miles on it. That's the one you want. Hell yeah, I'd get one. I'd get one for shits and giggles. Cool, man. Well, great job. I knew you were going to one shot it, but I had to bring it up. It's one of those weird fucking cars we have to talk about. The Alante's, it's up there, man. It's just, God,
Alante.
I can't believe they mentioned like such shitty cars as Ferrari and Rolls Royce when they're talking about Alante. Come on, guys.
It's funny. Higher. And I think when it came out, it was like more expensive than the SL, which granted at that point, the R107 SL in 87 was like way dinosaurically old. Like
100%. But that's like
it
most
should
of
have been
its
replaced.
charm.
Yeah. And so, this was like a wave of the future. It's front wheel drive and like, whatever. I don't know. It's just imagine it's like 1989 and you spend your monster paycheck on an Alante, and then the next year Benz comes out with the 500 SL.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, dude, that's such a better car for probably somewhat comparable money. Like, just absolutely get your soul snatched. So, yeah. Speaking of soul snatching, I've made no goddamn progress on anything, my friend. When it comes to Project Car progress, which is how we celebrate a victory and frankly a loss.
PCP probably has snatched a few souls, I'm sure.
Somebody, you know what? Somebody is dying via PCP overdose somewhere on the globe while we're recording this podcast.
Wait, I can feel it. I can feel it right now.
Yeah.
Sweet relief of death.
You just felt an angel dust gets its wings. Yeah.
So you have not done anything, Frank? How dare you?
No, I've been so ludicrously busy with work and not so much play, just with work and doing lots of photo shoots and again continue to help other people with their cars and not mine, which is okay. Like I still get to play with cars, and that's got its advantages. But yeah, as far as getting a handle on my own nonsense,
you gotta carve that time. The most busy man in the world. I'm telling you, I traveled most of the week, and you gotta carve like an hour to 2 hours and just fucking like Do one thing and it'll make you feel so good.
That is true. Like even just getting
it.
like 30 minutes in.
Yeah, because getting started for me is the hardest thing, right? Like setting aside that time and actually getting out there and turning a wrench for me is like the hardest thing. So you gotta force it, man. Like just sacrifice sleep like I do and just do it. It'll feel good. It'll feel good.
Maybe I'll get something in this weekend. I don't know.
Yeah. Set the bar low. So for me, I've actually, as you can see, there isn't an Acura in the background, and that's because
sold it already.
It caught on fire the first time I drove it. No, the TSX has been fucking amazing, and it came out so good. So what I worked on is I actually did the whole exterior. So it needed a lot of beautification in the front end. There was a couple, when you get those big scuffs on cars, like it's always white for some reason, right? When you rub up against something. I'm gonna tell you a little hack I figured out. I used Mr. Clean magic erasers.
Mr. Clean. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, so I've used those on a white vinyl interior on a 67 Barracuda once where it was all stained and gross. And I just went at it.
You have to be careful because they're effectively like a very high number grit sandpaper at the end of the day. And they will, if you use this on your paint, guys, zero fucking chance it's not going to cloud up the paint because it does do that. But it takes the scuffs off. And if you have a DA polisher like I do, you can bring it right back. So all the scuffs are gone. I did a full like compound, polish, wax, and did a whatever the newfound thing is. I always
newfound glory.
Yeah, I want to call it 4K something, but I know that's not the answer. What the fuck is it called, dude? What's the new thing everybody does to their car? Something coat. Ceramic coat.
Like ceramic? Yeah.
I put a ceramic coat to seal everything, especially with black cars, right? In this original paint. And dude, it looks like a mirror finish. Like the car came out awesome. I tweaked some stuff in the front to make it look better. And last episode I talked about how I did like cleaned up the headlights. I put brand new fog lights, new grill, fixed the bumper. So dude, everybody's like, dude, that car looks like it has 30,000 miles. Like I keep joking with you about, it's a 320,000 mile car. And the interior I'll be working on that next. But the exterior now looks like a 30,000 mile Acura TSX. It looks so good. And I've been driving it. Lovely, my friend. I'm so happy with that purchase. Like that car's like perfect for daily duty, very comfortable. The 6-speed is like, it's like heaven if anybody's operated
it's a Honda product.
Yeah, just so smooth, and it's a really comfortable car and well built. So
yeah, those are good.
Super happy with it. But that's what I've been doing in the interior. Also, sold the Trooper.
It's gone.
We talked about that. It's actually gone, like completed the sale. Because to me, like when you sell something, until the owner takes it, it's not fully, the transaction isn't completed. Yeah. So like 3 weeks after I officially sold it, I sold it. So the Trooper's moving on, and love that thing. So sad to see it go, but happy it went to a new home that's going to love it. So
brilliant.
That's all I have, my friend. That's all the PCP. So I've been getting it in where I can.
There you go. That's all you can ask for. So well done with that. And you now with the Trooper gone, you have a new empty, a freshly empty parking space. So
it's not. There's 4 more cars outside.
Nope. I will guilt you to fill it. So on that note, thank you, friends, for tuning in and tuning out. We're gonna keep doing this, and we hope you keep coming back. We are another pointless automotive podcast. You tried to say. Look at our nearly abandoned Instagram. Send us messages and dirty images. Slide into our DMs. Please there. Do. That's at APA Podcast. I'm Frank. I'm the Photographer's Garage on the things. Don't follow me. Chadwick, how about you? Where can people stalk you heavily?
How about them apples? Auto Obsessive Garage, mostly on YouTube. Your rescues, restorations, and reviews. Go ahead and check me out there on Instagram. Same name, but we obviously, thank you guys for listening. Let us know if you have any ideas for topics. We're willing to cover everything. Obviously, we have no shame. We have no shame. But we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.
Goodbye.
Take care.